Right.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to say that I suppose the key issue of this is it's a race against time, and I suppose if we have that focus in relation to the decisions that we're actually going to make in the future, if it is a race of time and it's a difference between some child losing their hearing and not losing their hearing, I think we need to act on that. I don't think it's acceptable for families to be leaving the debate here today or leaving this chamber in relation to I'm not sure what's actually going to happen coming down the line. I listened to the speech of Minister Lynch as well, and great, some positive things in it in relation for the families and all that. She talked in terms of a model of care for paediatrics nationally. She also talked about the objective. The objective is the right child, the right place and the right time. Now, is anyone going to tell the families up there that their child is not the right child? That they don't live in the right place? This country is not the right place for them? And it's the right time. It is the right time. The time is actually now. We need to make this decision. It's not acceptable. We've heard the speakers talk in terms of how it's life-changing for these children. So what is the argument against it? The argument is that it's going to cost between 80 and 20,000. Like, the money is there within the Irish economy in relation to this. Does it mean that we have to tax someone else that has the money? Well, why can't we do that? You know, like, it is about choices. Society does disable. And that's what's happening here. And some people have made an issue of it. Oh, people are turning this. They're turning this into politics. But politics have failed these families, the 200 families. Politicians have failed them. So there's a responsibility on politicians and all of us in this House to move things forward. And that's the point of today's motion. The point is to try and move the thing across the line in relation to. So it is a political issue, and it has to be tackled by politicians in here. We've heard the argument in relation to the provision of only one implant. Limits a child's ability to distinguish where noises are coming from, limits their ability to hear in busy or noisy places or shopping centres and classes. So that's a key area. So hearing is obviously such a vital sense for all, but we continue to work against best international practice. We're extremely limiting many of these Irish children's ability to reach their full potential and to communicate with others. So that's what it's about. This is what the argument's about. It's the right thing to do. It's good for the child, it's good for society, and we're allowing children and creating conditions for children to reach their full potential. And I can't hear, no matter what people say in relation to this, there's no argument against that. So it's back to this old argument of, oh, not at this time. Wait another period. We'll have a look at it, or we'll talk. We'll maybe look at it next year. It might happen next year in relation to it. So it's not good enough for these families. It's unfair on putting people through this situation. So it's something that can be sorted out by politicians. But I genuinely believe that. And if people are concerned, as they say they are, it can be moved forward. I remember many years ago, the first time I got elected in here, I had a number of portfolios in relation. One of the things I was asked to go to was the Irish Deaf Society had an annual general meeting. It was held in the Ashling Hotel here in Dublin. And I was asked to go along. I went along to that meeting. They said to me I was the first TD that actually had ever turned up at their AGM. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. That's what the families told me in relation. I was shocked by that. That here was a group of society, that we all know someone that's, difficulty with hearing or deaf in relation to it, but yet no politicians had ever officially turned up at their gathering.
No,
now, I wouldn't like to think that that's going to be, the people in the Deaf Society have found their voice. They've gathered together. These families up here in relation to their own child have gathered together and have this campaign. It's not acceptable for people to come in here and vote against this motion. I think it's the right thing to do, and people need to look in their own heart. But what is the right thing to do? And speakers talked in terms of where they come from. One speaker talked about Minister Kathleen Lynch in relation to what motivated her when she got involved in politics. Well, this should be some issue that should motivate us all. So collectively, if we can't decide today, collectively we have to come together and come up with solutions that give a ray of hope to these families and their children.